He was supposed to be untouchable, a generational talent, the kind of fighter the sport produces once in a decade. And for a long time, the numbers back that up. An unblemished record, devastating finishes, and a confidence that seemed almost supernatural inside the octagon. Then Justin Gaethje opened his mouth, and everything changed. Not because of a fight, not because of a loss, but because of words. And in the world of mixed martial arts, sometimes words hit harder than any punch. Rewind just a few years, and the narrative around Ilia Topuria was practically written in stone. Here was a fighter from Alicante, Spain, Georgian by blood, ferocious by nature, dismantling opponents with a controlled, calculated violence that felt almost artistic. Every performance added another layer to the legend. Every finish silenced another group of doubters. He wasn't just climbing the ranks of the UFC. He was doing it in a way that made you believe the ceiling didn't exist for him.
Then he started fighting. What people saw wasn't just knockout power. It was a fighting style built on angles and timing that traditional wrestlers and boxers struggled to solve. Combined with a magnetic, almost hypnotic self-belief, McGregor turned every walkout into an event. Rewind further, back to 2015, the year everything changed. José Aldo sat atop the featherweight throne, a champion so dominant many considered him untouchable. The promotional build-up to their clash became a spectacle unlike anything the sport had produced. Cameras followed every stare-down. Every press conference turned into theater. Then came fight night. One left hand, 13 seconds. Aldo was down, and McGregor had authored the fastest title fight finish in UFC history, an instant that would replay across highlight reels for years to come. But he wasn't chasing comfort. He was chasing history. Rather than settle into the featherweight throne, McGregor jumped up in weight to challenge Eddie Alvarez for the lightweight title, a move that had never been attempted, let alone completed. At UFC 205, in front of a roaring Madison Square Garden crowd, he delivered a near-flawless performance and became the first fighter ever to hold 2 UFC titles at once.
That night rewrote the ambitions of an entire generation of fighters. Here's what made McGregor different, though. It was never only about what happened inside the cage. He understood something the sport hadn't fully grasped, that personality could be as valuable as a right hook. His interviews became appointment viewing. His quotes traveled across the internet within minutes. Casual sports fans who'd never watched an MMA fight in their lives started ordering pay-per-views for one reason: to see what Conor McGregor would do next. The business numbers told their own story. Pay-per-view records fell. Arenas sold out in minutes. Sponsors lined up. McGregor became proof that a fighter could become a global brand, earning paydays that rivaled boxing's biggest stars, a first for the sport. And the ripple effect was permanent. Fighters across every weight class began investing in their own image, their own storytelling, their own fan connection, understanding that talent alone no longer guaranteed stardom. Of course, the story has its shadows. Losses to Nate Diaz, Khabib Nurmagomedov, and Dustin Poirier tested his aura. Injuries and long absences chipped away at momentum. Outside distractions sometimes overshadowed the athlete.
Skeptics say his prime has passed. Believers insist another chapter is coming. But strip away the debate over his in-cage legacy, and one truth remains undisputed. Few athletes in any sport have single-handedly reshaped how that sport sells itself to the world. He took a promotion still finding its footing and helped turn it into a global phenomenon. He turned press conferences into cultural moments and turned confidence into a career strategy that fighters still study today. Whether or not he ever steps back into that cage, the blueprint he built is already permanent, etched into how every rising star now approaches the business of fighting. History will keep arguing about where he ranks among the greatest fighters ever. But there's no argument about this. Conor McGregor didn't just compete in his sport. He changed it forever. If you enjoyed this deep dive into combat sports history, make sure to subscribe to the channel.